All right, so 3-4, last lesson of the chapter. So if you look at this, looks kind of intimidating, but it's really not that bad if you use synthetic division. We're not going to do long division. That's too complicated. We're going to do synthetic division. So to do that, you must omit, which means to get rid of, all variables and exponents. And you are going to add, multiply first. You must multiply and add. Before you multiply and add, let me zoom in real quick. It's a little blurry. Hold on. Before you multiply and add, you have to set up your problem. So let's see, I'm going to cross off number 2, I'm going to cross off number 3, I'm going to cross off number 5, I guess. Okay, so you're going to draw a vertical line, and then you're going to draw a horizontal line. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the x minus 1. And you want to basically going to take the opposite of a minus 1 and put a positive 1. And then all of these, you don't do the opposite. So you're going to write down 1, 5, negative 3, and negative 1. Okay, so again, these are not the opposite, but this one is. And then after you set it up, you're going to drop down that first number, just like that. Okay, now we're ready to multiply and add. You're always going to take these numbers down here and multiply it by this number. So 1 times 1, that's 1. That goes under the 5. And then you're going to add, going straight down, you get 6. Then you're going to repeat. 6 times 1 is 6. Then you're going to add and put 3. Now you're going to repeat. 3 times 1 is 3. You're going to add those up to get 2. Here's how you write your answer. This number right here, that is your remainder. So that's just r of x. R of x is 2. That means remainder. This stuff right here, this is the quotient. Now since I started with an x cubed and I divided, this should not be x cubed anymore. It's going to be x squared because I divided it by an x. So this is going to be 1x squared plus 6x plus a number, which is 3. So all of this is my answer to number 1. Okay, let's try 4. Now 4, you're going to be careful because it skips from x cubed all the way down to just the number. I am missing an x squared and an x, so I have to put placeholders in. Let me go ahead and draw my vertical line and my horizontal line. I'm going to do the opposite of a minus 1 and put a positive 1. I got 1x cubed. I don't have any x squares. I don't have any x's, but I do have a 2. And I'm going to bring down that first number. Okay, now I'm ready to multiply and add. I'm always going to multiply by this number over here. 1 times 1 is 1. Then you're going to add. 0 plus 1 is 1. Repeat. 1 times 1 is 1. You're going to add these up to get 1. Repeat. 1 times 1 is 1. You're going to add to get 3. This right here is your remainder. So r of x equals 3. This stuff right here is your quotient. So since I started with x cubed again, this is going to be an x squared. So x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, let's try this last one here. Same thing. Vertical line, horizontal line. I do the opposite of a plus 4, and I put negative 4. And these do not get the opposite. Looks like I'm missing an x squared. So I got 1x cubed, I don't have any x squares, negative 13 and positive 12. Bring down that first number. All right, I'm going to multiply by negative 4. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. Add, you get negative 4. Repeat. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Add, you get 3. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Add, you get 0. 0 is the remainder. Since you do not have a remainder, you do not have to write it down, but you're going to write all this down. Since I started with an x cubed, this is going to be an x squared. So my quotient is just 1x squared minus 4x plus 3. All right, that's synthetic division. Let's see what's on the back here. Okay, the remainder theorem. So I don't need to do all of these. Let's see. I'm actually going to do just number 8. Because the remainder theorem is just like what we just did on the previous page, except the only difference is that my answer is just what the remainder is. And there's another difference too, but first let's make our vertical line and our horizontal line. Now this time, it gives us the number to write down. On the previous page, it said either x plus a number or x minus a number, and we had to do the opposite. This time, it just tells you what the number is that you should write down. So I'm going to write down 2. I don't do the opposite because that's the number they want you to put there, because it says equals. Okay, so then I've got 3x cubed, negative 4x squared, negative 5, and 1. Okay, nothing was missing, so I just didn't have to put a 0 anywhere. Bring down the 3. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did. I'm going to multiply everything by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Add, you get 2. Repeat. 2 times 2 is 4. Add, you get negative 1. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Add, you get negative 1. My only answer, or the only number I care about, is the remainder, because again, this says the remainder theorem. So my remainder is negative 1. So that is my answer. So that was 3, 4.